Testing 1, 2. Okay, so we are live, guys. What's going on? This one is inspired by just an experience I had today. So I'm just going to go right into it. Hi, guys. My name is Donnie Rouse, and you are listening to the podcast, One Life. Guided questions. The questions we ask ourselves literally create the experience of our life. They create our mood. They create the momentum we have. They create the fulfillment we have in life. So with that said, when you ask a shitty question, you're going to get a shitty answer. If you ask an empowering question, you're going to get an empowering answer. But it isn't so straightforward to say, well, all right, let me ask in a different empowered question. Like, what is it that's going to make me happy? How can I be happier? Because in order for the question to be really effective, one of the things I've found is that you have to give it a guide. You have to give it kind of specific coordinates. So this way, it would allow the answers to unfold. Think about the answers that you ask yourself in a given day, if you're even aware of them. The problem is that most people aren't even aware of the habitual questions they ask themselves day in and day out. What questions do you ask yourself? You may even know this, and you may be embarrassed to even say it to yourself. But then as a result of asking those questions, how do you feel? What if you could change the way you feel by asking guided questions? It is possible, but in order to get there, in order to do that, the first thing you have to do is know exactly where you want to guide those questions. You have to have an idea as to what it is that you really desire, what it is that outcome is. So many times I would say, know your outcome, know your outcome, know your outcome. But it isn't so easy. It isn't so straightforward because as humans, I remember reading something about like the 70%, 80% of people do not know what they want. They don't know with specificity what it is that they really want for their lives. So as a result, when they ask that question, literally their head will just spin. But if you know how you want to feel in a given area of your life, that's where you can get very specific. And by focusing the questions around that focus, around like the feelings you want to experience. Now all of a sudden you allow the divine to pour in. You allow the inspiration to come in. And you allow the answers to come in so you can move forward in that direction. This morning I had woken up. And the first thing I went to do is I went on social media and I was looking at some companies and scrolling at looking at their social media and scrolling at the number of followers. And the question I was asking myself, why can't I do that? Why aren't I doing that? What is wrong with, what's wrong with the way I'm doing things? Just in answering what I just said, you can see the fault in the thinking. You can see the fault in the questions I was asking. One, because it was a response. It was like this reaction. It wasn't coming from a place of giving. But like so many things we learn, right? We